Well, hey guys and gals, Malkuth 1974 back at you with another episode. And happy holidays, by the way, to everybody. So today we're going to cover. It's going to be kind of an unpopular situation that is going on in the community, and it has to do with the current state of the economy. Now, what I'm going to do in this episode, for I don't like make too many people like rage and do all this stuff. I'm just going to cover the basics of it. There's people reporting that the economy in 1.5 of X4 is still broken, and they could be right. And the reason I say that is because just because your economy might be working doesn't mean their economy is working. Now, I do believe that there is a lot of reports on the forums about wharfs and shipyards, places that build ships are not building your ship, and they seem to be stalled, or they seem to take a while to actually work. There is a response from one of the developers about this. EgoZav, basically he responded to a Steam forum. It got pretty hot and bothered with people like saying, hey, what are you guys talking about? You guys aren't, it's basically back and forth between the people that are saying there's a problem and the people that are saying there is not a problem. Now, this is what he said. He says, guys, please do not fight over this. If the economy is permanently getting stuck for you, then this is a bug. I'm very sorry, and we must fix it. The problem is that we have to distinguish this from other cases where it is just a temporary effect. The economy is extremely complex issue, and a small problem can lead to a huge consequence down the road. So I'd like to ask those of you who are stuck with their economy in a permanently stuck state, uh, you know, uh, with more than just one faction, to send me their save game demonstrating this. Now, I'll put a link down to this particular conversation to the Steam forums in the description. You can actually read it. And basically, he keeps going on saying he will delete this message after he gets enough saves for he can actually check out what's going on. And also, he says that they will not be able to get to it till after the holidays, which means early January. So basically, what he's saying, and what a lot of us are saying, that we kind of got trapped in this trap of, it's not happening to me, so it can't be happening to you. It's that's an unfortunate thing, where people get called like white knights and zombies and all that stuff for not listening to the people that might actually be having a legitimate problem. And if they are having a legitimate problem, then they need to get it fixed for they can think. So basically, this is what he's saying. He's basically saying that, look, the way the economy works is that you have shipyards. Your shipyards and the AI, they build the same way you do. The AI orders ships and it has to build them. The shipyards take resources. Those resources, usually engines, are usually out, and they're out a lot. Even in my game, I got a 200 plus hour game, and they are out a lot. So what's happening is that people are trying to build ships, and they can't build their ships. They're having very long waits until their ships be built, and so they're just calling this a bug. The problem is that if your ship eventually gets built, then it's not a bug, because that's just how the economy works. Because once a shipyard runs out of material, it has to be, the material has to be delivered to the station. So the station, how it works is the station manager, or in this case the AI, orders, say, the engines. The engines are out. So then traders, AI traders, or your own traders, let's be fair, if you're in the game long enough, your own traders say, oh, look, he needs engine parts at this particular wharf. We're going to go buy them. So now they have to fly to the station that makes the engine parts, has to buy the engine parts. Then they have to fly to the wharf that actually needs the station parts. So that takes time. So there's going to be these lulls in this game, and it's even if they do fix, if there is an actual freeze of the stations, if that's still going on, even if they fix that, there's still going to be that lull, because you can't cheat and get the resources that will just cripple the economy. And you'll regret it later. There's a mod out there that actually lets you cheat, and it fills up your wharfs and stuff. But you're just cheating yourself. You're cheating your whole economy. Your economy's gonna crash. All right, so let's move on to the problem now. Say that there are people out there that are having issues, and there was a bug pre 1.5 that your stations would artificially be filled like to the max, and they couldn't take anything else, even though, say, like engine parts and stuff like that were not being delivered. There was no room for them. That was supposed to be fixed in 1.5, but you never know. It could still be a problem. So, all right, let's look at these Paranid right here. These are the bad Paranids. They're usually called the HOP, the hops in the forum. So if you're wondering what these guys are, these are the bad guys of everybody. They're at war with the Argon, they're at war with the other Paranid, and they're at war with the Xenon. So let's check out their shipyard here. And I'm going to go to the information window, and I'm going to go to storage. Now look at the storage here. I'm out of smart chips, so they can't build stuff. I don't think they can, at least. Hull parts are down. But what's important, where you need to look for the bug, that if you're actually suffering the same bug that was pre 1.5, is you go up here to where it says filled capacity, and you're looking for this number. It says 1,633,000. You know, if those two numbers match, so you got your current and what your max is there. If they match, that means, and you still have like levels like this, you have stuff that's not filled, then you are suffering that bug still, and it still exists, and you need to send your save off. But I have not found an instance of yet in this game, even though these guys here, they usually in my game, they I can hardly build anything there, because smart chips right now, there's like there's not too many of them in my galaxy right now. I actually have my own smart chip factory, but it takes a while for them to build. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's the bug you're looking for. If those two numbers match, and your stuff is empty, obviously you can tell if it's empty or not. And a few more instances I can think of. A lot of people have been complaining that when they start the game, that their economy is very slow, and they still can't build any shipyards, or they have a long wait. So let's just think about what's going on when you start a new game. When you start a new game, all of the factions actually have all of their ships, maybe even a few extra. They're basically throwing all these ships at each other or their enemies, in case, whoever is fighting whoever. It's all of them. They're fighting the Xenon, they're fighting the Cock, they're fighting the freaking Hop, whatever. It's all the same stuff. And they're losing all these ships, and they're probably going to lose more ships in the first hour to 2 hours than the whole game itself, because they just have so much stuff to throw at each other, and it's a brand new, it's like running a marathon. At the gun, they're all running, everybody's running, and then by the time you get to the end of the marathon, you got your leaders and you got your people that are in the back of the pack, that and that's how the economy kind of works. So you got all those ships, and of course you're going to have problems with the building ships, because the AI is trying to rebuild their ships. So this is not a bug. This is the feature of how the economy works, and you're going to have to wait. And sometimes it's pretty drastic, like an hour wait. Now there's a lot of people saying that the traders, the auto traders, the AI traders are terrible, and I agree, they are terrible. They're not very smart, and I think, and I'm only guessing here, this is only a guess on my account, but I believe, by the way the AI traders act, the devs have programmed most of them to trade in all your wares, and this is like the worst thing you can do. You can't trade in all your wares. It's when you set up as your own auto traders, you want to set up in sectors. You want to look up in the forums about tier 1 products, tier 2 products, and finally your ship building products, and that's where you want to concentrate your traders. And if you have 20 traders and you want to put a certain percentage of them on the tier 1 stuff, a certain percentage on the tier 2 stuff, and a certain percentage on the tier 3 stuff, you do not want your traders trading in everything, because they cannot differentiate between what is needed really bad and what is not needed. So if you have a empty shipyard, that they don't care. That doesn't matter to them. They're just going to go look for what is buying the cheapest and what is selling for, what you can sell it for at the highest. They might not even go to the place you think they're going. There's been reports that um, your own traders have been ignoring stations that are like right in front of them, and they go like halfway across the galaxy. So there's definitely an issue with the traders, and I'm not denying that, and I don't think Egosoft is denying that either, and I don't think anybody should deny that. There's definitely a problem. When you start off in the game, beginning, I highly suggest if you number one, you got to find a wharf that you can start building stuff in, and usually it's the Argons. They usually have the best startup, so it doesn't really matter. They also have the best miner, I believe. Anyway, so the drill, get your miners going. The miners are the best passive income in the game. You'll never have a problem with it, and they'll always get you going. Don't overdo it on the miners because you can saturate everything. So start with Nevidium ores, but that will dry up within maybe an hour of you trading. But you can make like a massive amount of money, like 30 million credits just from Nevidium. So then you can move on to silicon and ore, which is ore is pretty important, and silicon is pretty important. So that's how you get your economy started. And then as you move up to your traders, then make sure you section them off. Use the auto trader to only do the tier 1 stuff. Then you have another trader do only tier 2 stuff. Then you have another trader do your shipbuilding stuff, delivering your shipbuilding stuff to the wharfs and stuff. And you just keep repeating that pattern every 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then you'll start finding that as the game progresses, your wait times for building stuff is getting lower and lower. It might even be none. Most of my shipyards in my game, except the Hop, are pretty much instant builds. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's this is, I mean, I'm not denying that there could be a bug in there, and you guys need to look for that. Double check to make sure if your stations do not have any supplies in them that they're not full, because that was definitely a bug that was in pre 1.5. It was supposed to be fixed, but know the difference between a feature and a bug. So it's just how the economy works. Sometimes you're not going to be able to build your ships. It's not an instant gratification type thing. And I think one way they can fix this issue with people always wanting to be able to, they just want to fight. They don't want to build the trade part, but they want to buy their ships, is that maybe they need to give the SATA drive to you at the beginning of the game, and you don't have to actually find it, or make it easier to find. That way you can just, use SATA and kind of quick hop through that waiting period. So that's it for now, guys. This is Malkuth 1974 out of here.